Enter the gay cowboy of the future.
Why do I let you on, Steven?
You can hear the assless chaps.
And the Spurs.
How does he know so much about assless chaps? Tell us, Steven. Inquiring minds want to know.
He puts them on all his favorite trees.
What? It's a waste of good leather.
You get splinters in the leather that way, Steven?
No, sir. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Comics Daddy Division's channel. We're going to try not to curse for the first 10 minutes, but Culture's here, and he's a terrible influence.
I don't say bad words.
He tries very hard not to. I'm usually the one who screws it up in the first 5 minutes. I've been trying to become very like creative with the way I say things during my opening, like jackhammer me in the doodle hole with a pogo stick. That was my last video.
So you really don't want me going on a 4-letter word tirade?
Not yet. I mean, you can after 10 minutes, but
and you're supposed to set a good example. You're like our dad around here, man.
Yeah, we have
who told you that?
Daddy Connors.
Talks and demonetized.
Damn TMF, what's up, man?
It's not wrong. Typically, that's how it goes. According to Christy, for 99 cents with a super sticker that is a poop emoji.
Christy, you have to follow me in other chats and do that.
It's a pooper sticker.
It's a pooper sticker. Yeah, it's pretty funny because the way YouTube kind of works is that we'll be demonetized. We'll get remonetized, and then it will go to pending, and then depending on what we talk about, we'll either get a strike or we'll be okay.
Oh, wow. I blame Culture.
That was all our faults. Getting lucky at Cloyd's Casino for 2.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's got to explain this one to me.
Does
Hey, Culture, 2 words, Cloyd's Division.
Well, that means that we're right now on Coitus Division. That's what that means, Culture.
Someone needs to fill me in.
Oh
wow, that was poorly phrased.
Oh man, that it was. Yeah.
Wow. Explain it, Culture.
All right, so tonight.
Damn, he is cleanly shaven. Look at this shit. Look at that.
He has a face.
My God.
Look at that chin. It's so mighty.
Yeah, you know.
No, you're muted.
No, he's talking.
You're delayed.
I'm delayed.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
Hold on. I'm good, bro. How you doing?
There was too much. He was so shiny and so handsome that it just cut out the audio, man. Look.
Yeah, I was like, there's no audio.
There's no audio.
I got another new webcam because it was nicer, and now it's overloading the current computer that I have. I can't wait until May. It's gonna be fantastic.
All right. Well, yeah. So earlier today we were on
back to Coitus Division, right?
Actual podcast, and we said coitus probably like 20 times within like the first 10 minutes of the stream.
Raquel did. A woman.
She did it very classy. It was classy, and so then we just everything became coitus. So you are now Coitus Division.
Mm-hmm.
And it's author Stephen Coitus.
That's right.
George Peter Coitus.
George Peter Coitus.
And
monetization.
Sir Coitus a lot.
Coitus a lot.
And,
Yes.
Hell yeah, I'll take that.
And Coitus.
Yeah, well, Tom Coitus.
Just Coitus.
Yeah.
Just straight coitus. Just straight coitus.
Just straight Coitus.
That's perfect.
Let's not swear or say anything bad in the first 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Super straight. Thank you very much.
Willie Woodford, so glad to hear my friends online. My week has been really stressful and depressing. Thank you, Comics Division. Oh, man, sorry to hear that. Glad we can be available to help cheer you up, man.
Yeah.
You didn't get hemorrhoids, did you?
Oh.
No.
It's not a preparation.
Hopefully not. No.
Don't push too hard. Don't push.
Because I didn't read it earlier. Toxic man flu? ? For two Biden bucks and demonetized. Got to make sure I read it.
Hail TMF.
So I'm wondering how many times we could say coitus during this.
I mean, let's. I don't know. Coitus after dark says new Bob Turk.
Coitus radio.
That's fucking great. I'll have to highlight those in a second. Toxic Man Flu for two Alzheimer dollars. Who's
Really white guy?
White guy
his
is.
privilege shines so bright. His audio cut out. He was just.
Who's the really white guy? I don't know, man. He's God. It's pretty fucking white.
Sir,
Yes, well, you randomly sent me this link, and I was like, wait, is it Monday?
Well, you're here, and I know that sometimes you want to show up on Thursday, and I was like, yeah, man, you have a standing invitation.
Hell
And
yeah,
like
thanks,
the last time I sent you had to, I think you had to work or something, so you couldn't show up. So I was like, hey, he's in the chat. Let me see if you can
yeah,
jump on.
it's the price of relying on teenagers for coworkers. So
Fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
Crazy Cat Guy for $3 senile dollars. It's a super sticker of the little dog guy going, how's it going? It's going pretty good, dude.
it's a Shiba Inu. It's a Shiba Inu.
I can't even say that.
Man, nobody's culture.
it's
Boy,
the
it's
Doge.
It's the
It's the
Doge.
Doge. Speaking
Yeah,
of the
pretty
Doge, boy, it
That's
went
like
on a
old
great
people
page.
knowledge, man. What?
What?
Apparently Dogecoin's on the rise.
It is. I was just saying this. Words
Yeah.
something.
Might have to look into that because it could actually be worth something or not.
Yeah.
Ethereum went up today too. I mean, everything that was crypto everything that was crypto went up today. So, pretty good day for crypto.
Yeah, it has been. Definitely a good day for crypto.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, guys. We're almost at 7 minutes and we haven't swore yet. Tom, just stay muted, bro.
And Tom is just on the mute. He's
Because Tom has already fallen asleep.
Dude,
I have not said any naughty words yet. All you guys have.
no,
I'm trying not to say anything naughty right
Chris
now.
Mead, this is interesting. Is there a website or place to send story ideas for content creation? I feel we will have to provide our own. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to email me, it depends on what you're looking for. But you can actually send an email to comicsdivision@pixelnation.io.
Chris, if you could send comics and even more gay futuristic cowboy intro, that would be great. Thank you.
I'm actually working on one for him.
Really?
Working on one with rainbow colors.
Are you?
Wavy lines. Yeah, it's going to be fabulous.
I like what Tom said about the spurs. Like, can you just have like walking spurs?
Ching. I can get that sound effect, the Foley sound, where it goes ching, ching.
Yeah, and just like for some reason, a random like used condom just like fall out of the background. It just-
Also,
that'd be fantastic.
one thing I should probably point out to everyone, we have a mystery guest today. Well, he's not really a mystery guest. I mean, everyone knows who George is.
Sir Coitus, George Peter Cassidy.
But
What? I thought these guys knew.
George has a book that he's crowdsourcing. You know, one of those things, one of those words.
That's one of those words. Yes, it's exciting. It's exciting. Joe King, saving everyone again for the first time, is book 2. That's crowdfunding on IndeGoGo, and it's oversized. Oh, wait a minute. Let me say.
it's good. Does it have a lot of girth, George? Is that what you're saying?
It's huge.
Mm.
It's huge.
Huge.
It's huge. It's so big.
Bigly.
Bigly. And I have an actual sample. I'm gonna show off when I pivot my camera.
Are the pants going to be on when you show the sample?
Got a sample I was looking for.
I made sure that the robe is off camera.
Okay, good.
You could just do wax impressions.
There you
Oh no!
all right, let me make this quick. You see this? You don't get a sense of scale, but here's two of the standard size books.
Wow.
That's a healthy size
Nice.
book.
Nice.
Nice.
Dude, I love that.
It literally takes two hands to hold it. It's so big.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
It's huge. Look at the hands. Look at
I
the
mean,
hands. It's huge.
it's more than a handful. It's 2 handfuls.
It's 120 pages.
And a reach around.
Jeez, oh, Pete, my goodness. Look at that thing. That's beautiful.
Beautiful, George.
And it's so huge that there's an artboard on the inside cover, original art.
Oh, wow.
And this is the book. Sci-fi action adventure. I make fun of Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Red Dwarf, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy narrative.
Nice.
Literally everything worth making fun of.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah. And not only that. Oh, by the way, just if I were to find, I make fun of Marvel.
Nice.
Good.
Good. They need it.
Very much so.
This is making fun of Marvel right here, and this is making fun of Scooby-Doo over here.
Nice.
I just had to. Okay, but the other incredible thing is, on the back, there's a second artboard. Original art, by the way.
I should just full screen this.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
So the second
Thank you,
artboard,
Cordis.
that's part of the book, is an actual artboard.
That's
awesome,
man.
So on the second artboard, I'm actually able to do paints and inks and stuff like that because there won't.
So your comic is big and stiff.
Oh gosh, yes.
That's awesome.
I call it the 120-page stiffy.
All right.
Well, there you go.
And it's just all over the place. There's so many narratives. By the way, there's multiple narratives in this book. There's 5 multiple narratives. One of the narratives is to follow a non-linear character, and then you get notes going up the side of panels saying, "Hey, follow this character. Go jump to this page." All that stuff.
Now, see, I love that about the first book. You could read it in different ways. There was so many different stories in your book, George. It was really impressive to see it.
This is it. This is the first book, but it's
Oh,
oversized.
this is. Oh, I
This is
thought.
This is the first book. It's oversized. It's
Wow.
oversized for the second campaign. And
Beautiful.
this is the cover of the second book.
Oh, I love that shit.
That's great.
That's cool.
Of course, this is empty inside because have to do the work, right? But
Right.
I got the printer to actually do a printer's proof.
My
That's
God.
beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And
Huge.
gentlemen, this is what everyone gets free.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Dude, I love that.
That is
Back
just
the book.
fantastic.
Back the book 1 or book 2, oversized, or the combo pack. And it's all oversized, soft cover, and you get this spaceship, which
That
is
is sweet.
My God.
which is
man.
the spaceship right here, this one, right?
Look at the talent and creativity this community has, man. Like, who
That is-
needs the
that's
industry? I mean, who needs the industry? We got so much great talent in our community alone.
Yeah, right there.
And I sent the link to my awesome mod, Toxic Man Flu, so he'll be pushing that out as well.
Now here's the kicker, hey. Because I'm running this on IndeGoGo now, and it ends in a couple of days, and then I'm going to wait just a little bit, and then I'm going to run it again on Kickstarter. But they're not on Kickstarter. You're not going to have the awesome stuff that IndeGoGo campaign has, right? Because you got to appreciate the audience. But I want to show you something really awesome. I'm going to keep this as scale right now. Okay. But by the way, this is 9 inches by 9 inches by 4 or 5 inches, right?
I take it you're not lying, because normally when a man speaks about inches, they're not completely honest. But that is 9 inches.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
I didn't know we were speaking Italian.
This.
Wow.
This.
Mother of goodness.
This is the 19 inch by 19 inch by 9 inch oversized.
That is incredible, George.
If you
Damn.
like the 9-incher, you'll love the oversized model.
Thank you.
That is so nice.
Okay, so
I can't.
Steven, you're making me laugh. Okay, so here it is. Just like the little guy, it snaps together, right? And because this is just so huge, I mean, it's like I can't even fit it in the camera. I would actually have to step back about 4 feet. Just to
I'm
get
having
this
a fucking nerdgasm just looking at this, dude.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Okay, so
And you designed this yourself, and you 3D printed it too.
yes, it did all in house.
Oh my gosh, man.
All in house, right there.
That's
people,
badass.
People can buy this. I'll show you when I share my screen on the campaign. But look at this. But just like Steve Jobs says, wait, one more thing.
This is where we get the. Oh,
Nice.
wow!
This is not painted.
What?
It's not
was-
painted.
Printed
It's-
like that?
You 3D printed it that way.
Whoa.
This is each individual piece, each individual color is a different print. A different
That is
color.
incredible!
That's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Damn it! You really are a nerd.
Yeah.
So it gets better. You see these pegs here? You can, if you buy this by itself, there will be a plaque here, right? But if you buy this, let me take this out of the way. Say bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. But if you the second part of the
I see
diorama,
God damn.
you see the hand gripping the star here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the character.
Wow. That is unbelievably cool.
And this is translucent plastic. So under the right light conditions, you can see the difference.
So Peter's asking, what the hell did you use to print that? That's amazing. He used the 3D printer.
Creality.
Yeah.
Low end. I got multiple low end Creality printers that I mod up.
What do you have, like an Ender 5 or
Ender 3s? The
Ender
old
3s?
Old Ender 3s. I just a funny aside. I looked at all the 3D printers out there because I had MakerBots and Stratus and all that stuff for like 5-6 years, and I put them in the garage. They're collecting dust in the garage, and I bought myself Enders, old Enders, not the new ones, not Ender V2 and all that stuff. No, I got the old ones. Why? The older Enders, all the kinks are worked out. You can actually mod those babies, and you can perfect it. And they print exactly as good as an Ender V2, a CR6, a CR10. Well, a CR10 not really, because the CR10 is really fucking awesome. It's a different machine altogether. But I gotta tell you, you get the right old Ender, the old Enders, the original Enders, and mod them up into just a nice touch. They work beautiful. They're inexpensive, and you get multiples. You're able to produce stuff like this without waiting too long, because I set the one color in one machine, another color in another machine, the brown colors in another machine, and the print came out, at a reasonable time. You don't have to wait days. And,
dude? That's crazy.
And here's the thing. This is the second part of the diorama. There's the peg system right there. So if someone actually buys these two together, they would I'll do this. They would connect through a peg system right here.
Nice.
And it'll look like that.
That's an amazing amount of time that went into that, dude.
No
Well
kidding.
done. Well done.
No kidding.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
One more thing.
Is it something in coitus?
Well, I'm gonna show you. You know how everybody's freaking out about these little cute little minifigs and all that stuff. Da, 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 da.
Nice.
Baby
Well,
Joe
heck
King.
yeah.
There's adult Joe King. There's baby Joe King. But that's not enough. That's not enough. This is oversized baby Joe King.
Right.
And head spin, right? But here's the beauty. Because this is designed in such a way, I can make each of these print unique. Why? I can provide to the client, the customer, glued in this direction, like this, like that. So that way it's unique. Would you like the head, glued in straight on, looking to the left, looking to the right? And they say, yeah, can I get the head looking to the left? Sure. Here, this is the hat. I'm gonna have this is the peg system for the hat. I'm gonna have different hat options. By the time I deliver in December, people are going to be surprised. They go, oh, by the way, would you like a beanie hat? Would you like a baseball hat? Would you like a propeller hat? what kind of hat? And pull this out. It's so incredibly simple. Just the shapes, the actual shapes actually make up the character.
That is very cool.
And,
That's great.
And people say, oh, but I went to your site and I looked at it. I don't see anything. And so I'm going to share my screen right now to actually show you. The page. So this is the page. This is where people go and see it. They go like, oh yeah. Okay, I kid you not, gentlemen. I have to tell you, people on the panel, people in the chat, people have called me and said, I went to your page and I only see 3 options. Well, yeah. Book 1 option, book 2 option, and the combo pack. And of course, here's some artwork that you see. I basically showed you the real stuff, but this is what people would see without seeing the real stuff. Oh, the samples of the trading cards. 54 trading cards, gentlemen. Not 1, not 2, or 3 or 4. When you hit the thousands. No, it's 54 trading cards.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some of the trading cards, excuse me. There's more. There's a lot more. Of course, 54 trading cards. Oh, by the way, James Bunny, International Rabbit of Mystery. And there's the 2 covers. Of course, there's the spaceship I just showed you. The figurines that I just showed you as well in real life, in 3D, and the inside covers, artboards, and that's the presentation. But they go, George, where's the stuff? They look through the campaign. They're reading the stretch goals. They see, oh yeah, we get the free spaceship and everything, but everyone keeps missing this part right here. Where are the cool stuff? Well, if you click on any of the options, any one of the 3 options, and you go to get the perk, boom, they're all add-ons. They're all add-ons. You can customize your purchase on this campaign, and you don't have to. The problem is with a lot of the campaigns that are happening now before the add-ons, people were struggling, going, I like tier 2 and I like tier 5, but can I get the best of tier 2 and tier 5, or I like tier 4, but if I could get one of the tier 3s included in there and stuff like that, right? And the creator would have to create us another tier. Well, here it's like, get the book 1 or 2 or both, and then just customize your entire purchase. I made the 54 trading cards, $25 flat fee. Mini fig Baby Joe, $15 flat fee. Original art, by the way. When I say original art, I mean like you pay one time, $25, but I draw twice in the book. There's 2 artboards in the book.
That's pretty badass, man.
And then, if you want a second spaceship, you can buy it for $100, but you get the spaceship already for free for just buying into the campaign. and there's the minifigs, and of course the other diorama fig. And the oversized spaceship is $500 because I'll tell you why it's $500. Because this sucker takes 3.5 days off of 4 printers running at the same time.
Damn.
It is big. It is massive, and I'm still working on it. And the incredible thing is, the reason why I'm showing it in gray is because there's a lot of people out there who want to just have a gray version of the ship so they can paint it up themselves. So no problem, I'll give you a gray version. But before the campaign is going to get delivered, I'm going to be showing off the color version of the ship, just like the diorama of the three characters here.
Right.
The spaceship is gonna have multiple colors, multiple plastics, multiple colors. It's gonna be glorious.
That's pretty cool, dude.
And I am doing this in Maya. Okay, I'm using.
Oh,
Maya.
holy crap! Okay, nice.
If everyone wants to know, I'm using Maya as my source modeler and animation program. I own the software. I do that for corporate work and stuff like that. But I also use Cura for the 3 software to send it off to the Ender machines. And on a technical note, for everyone who is curious why I have just Enders, all Enders, is because I don't have to actually figure out different settings for different printers. I do the rendering, I do the slicing one time, and then just pick and choose which printer to send the file to.
George, you and I need to talk.
Man,
it saves you so much time. Go ahead.
Really impressed with all the creativity going on, and whether you're doing a YouTube channel, whether you're creating something like George is creating, all of the wonderful things that we are getting in this community. Like recently, I just ordered Vinny Tartamella's Through the Woods hardback edition. I'm just really happy to back all these different people. George, please support George. Share out links for his work. And, for any independent creator out there, man, like even if you can't buy it, even if you're not interested, that'd be great if you could share the link. You might make somebody's day. Thank you. And hail back to Daddy Division.
All right. So I guess we should actually talk about the title article, which is actually in the title of this live stream, which is talking about Geoff Johns and his woes and stuff.
Oh.
And finally, somebody's come to his defense, which is his ex-wife.
What?
Any comments before we lead into this beauty?
Not really. George, have you been keeping up with any of this stuff?
Boy, Cryborg.
Well, no,
Cryborg.
absolutely not. But I'm going to speak with a voice of authority and say meaningless things like,
Excellent.
what does his wife have to do with this? And what, does she get anything in the alimony?
Well,
That's a very good question.
It's a pity move.
Well, here's the thing. She obviously knows him, and the Cryborg's been calling him racist, and there's been all this like controversy going on with DC behind the scenes with Warner Media, and so Cryborg called him racist, and his wife is like, nah, he's not.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mostly not.
Mostly not, I guess.
All right. Geoff Johns' ex-wife comes to defense against accusations of racism regarding Justice League and Krypton. This is by J.B. Augustine, founding into comics. After being accused of racism by cyborg actor Ray Fisher in public, the latter over the recent reveal that he pushed back on the prospects of making Superman's grandfather black on Sci-Fi's Krypton, Geoff Johns' ex-wife has stepped forward in his defense. Don't be afraid. USA Today reached out to the former Miss Johns, Anissa Dorsey, and said and she is standing by him. Sorry, I can't read tonight. In a statement, she said she will always believe he is innocent of these racist stories and fictitious allegations against him. I am a proud, beautiful, strong, and intelligent black woman from Louisiana, and I ran to California to escape real racism. Dorsey's statement continued. Geoff has enjoyed and been part of a black family since 2000, and someone's bad feelings cannot erase that time nor the truth. Johns was married to Dorsey until 2008. Currently, he is married to an Asian woman. This info is primarily all per Caps Comics founder and former DC artist Ethan Van Sciver, who has also publicly defended his friend and colleague against Fisher's charges. And here is Uncle E. Watching Geoff Johns being degraded as a racist and canceled makes me physically ill. He is one of the most gifted and talented creators of the last few decades, someone who knows DC characters inside and out. After having seen Hollywood's bleak take on them, his fight is real.
Yeah, I can't imagine. And yeah, Ray Fisher sucks, I guess is what it comes down to.
I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. Is there any dispute in the panel? No? Okay.
No,
I'm mad because that motherfucker made me stick up for a piece of shit like Joss Whedon.
Tom's struggle is real.
Yeah. Hasn't he played out his crying? I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess what he's trying to do is kind of take advantage of the situation, much like what happened with what's his name from Star Wars, because he said some shit and got the meeting with Kathleen Kennedy, and I guess maybe he's trying to do the exact same thing.
That's interesting. It would seem
Pretty much.
You can only pull that kind of stunt if your character is not minor.
Well, that and
What
he's
too soon?
he's kind of pushing it a little too hard to get what he wants. He's coming across as an arrogant, whiny little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Boyega came across as, kind of a tough guy, but I mean, when it came down to this dude, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a eunuch. No balls on that guy.
Wow, a eunuch. That's like
Shots fired.
less than Sporking News podcast who was castrated. That's a shame.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah. Well, Scotty, he lost his balls a few weeks ago. Still, Fisher maintains Johns, and then Warner Brothers and DC heads John Berg and Toby Emmerich did not want an angry black man to be the center of Justice League. One conversation where Fisher says Johns was trying to sell him on playing Cyborg like Quasimodo has been singled out by the actor. I didn't have any intention of playing him as a jovial, cathedral-cleaning individual, Fisher said to The Hollywood Reporter. It was like he was assuming how black people would respond rather than taking the advice from the only black person, as far as I know, with any kind of creative impact on the project.
What kind of creative
I
impact?
thought he's an
did he have?
actor.
Yeah.
He's just supposed to act.
I'm sorry, but when someone pays me for a role, I don't try to control the show.
Yeah, this guy strikes me like the gentleman who played Flash Gordon in the 1980s. Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also made a mistake of talking large when he was just playing his first role. It didn't go well.
Right.
But he'll always
Stay
be known as
humble.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, true. I actually met him.
I would love to meet that guy.
Yeah, my wife is a huge Flash Gordon fan, so I bought this print like a while back. And when he showed up to Alamo City Comic Con, I brought it specifically for like the cast that was there from Flash Gordon can go and sign it.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You are such a nerd, comics. I love you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I mean,
No homo.
No. Fisher super straight, just like Father
super-
Connors.
super straight.
Fisher added that this conversation was the last time he had spoken with Johns. This is telling, as it indicate. No, I'm going to read it as it is. This is telling, and it indicates he hardly talked. Got to call him out when the typos happen.
Yeah, I know. I give them shit too. If I'm going to give the Mary Sue a bunch of crap, I need to get Bounding crap as well.
Absolutely.
Where's your editor, guys?
So
Text to speech is not that hard.
This is telling, and it indicates he hardly talked to the veteran comic writer and film producer at all. From a personal standpoint, Fisher's big gripe with Johns is how he believed the veteran creator would have been an enabler, one among several named by Fisher of Joss Whedon's contact during reshoots. Everything else he alleges down to the incident behind the scenes of Krypton comes from secondhand intel. The incident from Krypton was shared by Bridgerton after Renee Jean Page and former Superman and Lois writer Nadria Tucker, a controversial figure in her own right. Yet Comic Book News, siding with John's camp, points much of this out and adds Fisher has yet to actually prove anything, and a former federal judge and lawyer that worked the Justice League investigation also said Fisher's racism claims are baseless. CBN further speculates Fisher and others may have acted on behalf of Zack Snyder to get back cinematic control of DC, with the editor and founder of Matt McGloin writing, "What is also interesting is that the article and THR is blaming Fisher's actions on Zack Snyder, and the article offers, for their part, Warner sources content that Fisher was being manipulated by Snyder, who hoped to reclaim control of the DC film universe."
Okay, no real love for Snyder or anything, but really?
Really?
It's
Really?
his fault. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It all boils down to the fact that white supremacy is the key to everything.
In 2021, it sure as fuck is, apparently. All right, I got some super chats I need to get to because I unfortunately it jumped on me, so I can't highlight Roof Koreans. But Roof Korean, the black pilled for $5 Biden. Since Tom is here, what's more hilarious? The fact that nobody cares about nor wants a 4-hour Jar Jar cut, or we are asked to believe KK did nothing wrong. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you, Roof Korean.
Who farted? It wasn't me.
It was probably Kathy.
First of all, there is no George Lucas cut. That part is true. Because I would never make a movie that fucking shitty.
That I would say could be debatable, but I think that's actually an accurate statement.
No. Seriously, give me a fucking break. You can Jar Jar me all day long, but there's no way I could come up with something as fucking stupid as horse jumping.
On a spaceship.
Or hyperspace skipping.
Jumping. Come on. It's about kids and laser swords here, folks.
Right. Simple.
Gungans.
Darius Munchausen for $149 with a box of popcorn. Thank you, sir. And we can finally get back to highlighting these. Let's see. Eric Winberg for $2 senile dollars. Wow. C in chats for cool. Yes, that was when we were highlighting your stuff, man.
Yeah, especially the spaceship.
That is an amazing spaceship. Can't wait to see the colored version of that.
Hey, you know, I forgot to tell you guys what the stories are about. The first book is they have to stop an evil presence in the universe by making sure that dinosaurs don't go extinct. And the second story is they just order a pizza. It's going to take 120 minutes to deliver, and in that time they have to save the Earth from the path of a supernova. It's just a small little missions. Nothing big. Nothing
too large.
No, nothing
wrong with that. Like
exactly.
I like the idea of a whole adventure centered around ordering a pizza.
There's a pizza ordered in the first book, and there's a pizza ordered in the second book. It's very important. Pizza is life. And also, I thought you guys would get a kick. I'll tell you this. The second book, 120 pages. Each page is a minute, represents a minute in the story. 120 minutes to deliver the pizza. They have 120 minutes to save the Earth. Every page, as you read it out loud, takes a minute to read, to experience it.
That's pretty cool.
Nice, man.
You're going to be experiencing the book 2 in real time.
Real time. Wow.
That's pretty badass.
And if you want to know the genre of book 2, it's the Blues Brothers meets the Wrath of Khan.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's it. That's all I can tell you. Honestly, it's going to freak out a lot of people because the narratives I got planned out. I literally have to. It takes me about 6 months to map out these books. It's like a Christmas tree. It's like one of those puzzle books. It's ridiculous.
It's like Culture doing his hair in the morning.
You think?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You should hear how this dude speaks. He's borderline gay.
Borderline.
All right, guys. Toxic Man Flu for $5. Wow, my ex-wife would laugh herself off her throne in hell if I got called racist. Got called a racing enthusiast.
Okay.
Okay.
DMF. First off, I think TMF gave us the coitus tonight.
Toxic man flu? I got to tilt my head every time I say that. For 2 American pesos.
Cyborg Smollett.
Cyborg Smollett.
Oh, TMF. Thank you, brother.
Man, that's gonna forever stick. Anyone, being a dumbass like that who's gonna be called a Smollett. Stone Cold Jeremy.
Hail, brother. Hail, Stone Cold.
5 boots to the head. Cheers, everyone. With we got 6 beers. We got 6 beers this time.
There's 6 of us, so 6 beers, 1 each.
Yeah, there we go. 1 each.
Hey,
yeah, makes sense.
Cheers.
I can count gooder.
Man.
Oh, is that a green drink or a blue drink?
Yes.
Okay.
There, Master Sidearm said, "I am not affiliated with racing enthusiasts, and I need that logo removed, please."
Pull my logo down.
You're the best chat on YouTube, man.
Definitely. Well, this is interesting. Drunk 3PO just posted that an entire Teespring site got flagged and taken down. What?
No.
Wow, his entire Teespring got
Call
taken
the
down.
arms, y'all.
What the fuck?
Make videos. Put it out there.
Make videos.
Yeah,
Make
them.
videos.
What the
No,
hell
for real,
did he have
support
on
this
the-
man.
What the hell? I mean, I was on his Teespring a while ago. What the hell is wrong with it?
He's the nicest guy in the entire community. He's probably one of the most charitable people and decent people that we have in the overall indie sphere community. And because he's shining, people want to bring him down. He's a target because he is positivity. He is good natured. I hope Jay never watches this. I still hate you. You're a dick. But that's what it is. That's really what it is. I mean, that he makes inroads with people because he's genuine. He's honest about his approach. He tries to stay away from drama. He just wants to have a good time. He just wants to talk about, the good things that are going on.
Why are you even saying all this? I mean, why can't you just get to the core of it? He's the tall, sexy looking guy.
No, he's not sexy. I wouldn't go that far.
No, he's pretty hot.
He's a tease. He's a Neanderthal. Let's be honest. He's a Neanderthal.
Jay and I hang out, man. When I'm down,
Probably smells funny.
No, he doesn't.
But did he give you the piggyback ride? Did he give you?
No,
the piggyback
but it was
ride?
fine. We had a lovely dinner.
It looks like it was the Rebellion shirt.
Yeah,
what
except they don't
downed it.
own that. Except they don't own. They don't
Jay
own
is
that.
a beautiful human being, except for he
Yes.
touched me in my no square.
Well, okay, Tom.
Don't touch me there. That is my no square.
This is a picture. This is a rendition of what Culture Casino did not
That's
get
what I-
as promised from Florida.
That's what I was
Piggyback
looking for.
ride by the
That's what I
great
was
drunk
looking
3PO.
Did not get it. Straight true.
Culture looks very demanding in that picture.
He does.
Yeah, well, actually, go ahead.
He's dominated Jay at this point. The Sasquatch knows drunk 3PO. He's saddled him. So
I was going to say, it looks an awfully compromising position those two are in there. Could have cropped it maybe a little better.
On that note, on to the next article.
I have not watched this show yet.
Is Danny still in the chat? You're not missing much. He's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me for that. You're not missing much.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier's Erin Kellyman defends her character Carrie Montague.
Morgenthau. Or
That's what I said.
Morgenthau.
It sounds like your mouth is having a seizure.
The P is silent.
I think I might be too white to read that. Maybe
Carrie Morgenthau. Morgenthau.
Yeah,
Thank
I think
you.
it's
Terrorism.
Yep.
Morgenthau. Terrorism as fighting for a good thing.
It's 2021, folks. So apparently, terrorism is fine if it's for the acceptable just cause, I guess.
Right. No, yeah.
Isn't
no.
terrorism technically
Ends
always for a
justify the
cause?
means.
Yeah, technically, yeah, right. Yeah, it is always for a cause.
But yeah, typically it's looked down upon, though, is the issue.
Well, right. I mean, the
it wouldn't
ends
really be
generally
called
don't justify
terrorism.
that, but I'm just right. Yeah, kind of, sort of, whatever.
The name terror kind of has a negative connotation to it. I mean, if they were the good guys, then
they'd be freedom fighters.
Even then.
Well, as they always say, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'll come to look. And murder is bad. Killing bad. All right, destroying. It's not. It's nowhere.
Rebels, maybe rebels.
Rebels. Well, when you say rebels, I think.
I like this. Yeah, apparently Danny's still listening. For $1.99, comics are off the round table. What the hell? Come on, you know I'm like the person giving it the lowest grade. You should know I'm not exactly a fan of the show. I mean, there's obviously things I do like about it, but like I said, you're just not missing much. I know Danny really likes it, though.
Oh, please play Toxic Man Fluid 16 after the hour.
Play him?
Or not play him, put him up. I'm sorry. I'm not wording well tonight.
All right. All right. Make sure, is this the right one?
Yeah, that's it.
It works.
Coitus, sexual intercourse between clowns. What? Coitus, sexual intercourse between clowns.
Now do the next one, please.
Shout out to Coitus 3PO.
Yeah.
$5 stocks.
Yes.
Talks. I love talks.
Oh, please hashtag drug 3PO with Coitus 3PO.
Yeah. Coitus 3PO.
Harass him for us. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, real quick. Andy Masterson for $2. They hate Jay for being really good instead of fake. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yes, Andy.
Yeah, I know. If you don't want to talk about something, you don't talk about it. You know, he's genuine. He's a genuine cat.
Yeah, he's never been anything but good to me, and he's helped me learn a lot, and he's a really great guy. So fuck these people.
He's a very generous lover.
Very.
Yeah, he is. He is. But, yeah, and sensual and kind. So
kind but firm.
Well, no, I mean that's not the. Well, I mean, maybe for you, but anyway,
firm in all the right places.
At some point,
this went from 0 to gay like super fast.
Thank you, drunk
super. Thanks for asking. All things considered, I couldn't be better, I must say.
He said, "Shout out to Coitus 3PO. You just made my night, TMF. Thank you, man."
And away we go. The Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus series has had no shortage of discussion around it, despite the show supposedly unable to keep the number of eyes to the screen. Now, alongside the racial politics the show is trying to insert into its superhero story, we're now...
He did. It was like a forceful insertion, too.
We're now getting into socio-political messaging. Spoilers for the show, if you haven't seen it, specifically for the 3rd and 4th episodes.
Now culture understands how frustrating it is for me to read articles sometimes. Sorry, my bad.
In The Falcon and Winter Soldier, the audience is introduced to a group called the Flag Smashers, a group of youths. The two youths.
A group of youths
rebelling against the government and seeking to bring the world back to how it was before the blip, a time where governments were more stable, perhaps. However, the group is also what?
Government stable.
Like a pimp.
Only on an island where somebody didn't hang themselves. Oh, wait, they weren't there when they... Anyway, so, however, the group is also focused on giving shelter and medicine to displaced, the displaced. Okay, I didn't write this. A detail which makes the Flag Smashers sympathetic. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, actor Erin Kellyman, who plays Flag Smasher leader Carrie Morgenthau, spoke about the role and how she understood the character. Firstly, that Morgenthau was a gender swap from the comics, and secondly, that the Flag Smashers were fighting the good fight.
There was a character named Flag Smasher, which they turned into the organization, which is my understanding. I'm not terribly familiar with the actual character, though.
I didn't even know that character existed.
Neither did I.
I had no idea either.
Give it a vagina. Okay.
Well, it sounded very 2020, very 2021 to me.
Well, what year was the comic written that this is based on?
He's an older character. He's been around for a while. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Bucky could throw the guy that's on the left or on his right, on our left. No, on our right, his left. He'd throw him with that arm. So I'm
and into her and then kill them both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But by the way, apparently you can show redheads, but they must be bad. Regardless.
I mean, why are people hating on Firecrotch?
I don't know. I thought it.
Hey! Isn't she part black?
Yeah, she's biracial.
So that don't count.
So it's some spicy fire.
The ginger.
She's able to skirt the redhead conspiracy theory.
I thought that was really brave and inclusive, and it was an important thing to do, said Kellyman. I was really thankful for that as well. But once I read the scripts and spoke more about her with Carrie and Zoe, I learned what she was fighting for.
Culture stuff. That is like the most annoying sounding voice.
I don't trust women with weird names already, so this is already negative to me. Sorry.
You really don't want me to do that? I was doing a very good job there.
Good job of getting on my nerves.
You sounded less of a man than sporking.
Hi, boys and girls. This is Mickey Mouse. That's a little different. Anyway.
Now you sound like Mickey. Yeah, you should definitely read it as Mickey.
It was so interesting to be able to relate to what compassion is. And it was really helpful to actually understand her as a person. Is the show that brave and inclusive for gender swapping the comic book character? Not really. Gender swaps seem to be all the rage with Hollywood right now. It's nothing really special, nor particularly brave.
Thank God.
It's just basically commonplace now.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll quit doing it then.
Okay, but this chick's a bit actor who won't be going beyond this series, and she's talking about method acting.
But does she have big boobs?
I was about to say. They always like wear organs. I'm saying wear mammaries.
They take them down now.
Well,
yeah. Okay, so have you guys seen Solo? You know, that movie that lost money?
Nobody
is. Solo?
Solo?
What is Solo you speak of?
There's like 120,000 people that saw Solo.
Anyway, she was Infant's Nest in the movie.
Yeah, we
Oh my God, it's a comic book show. I don't see the secret squirrel woke messaging the article is referring to. Maybe my ignorance is true.
I love Danny.
Yeah, brother. Maybe not. I don't know. I where is it? Let's answer this man's question.
Well, about 2/3 of the way through series episode 2, a huge chunk of the audience turned the show off. But anyway,
is this after the gay role when people were like, "I hope that Bucky and Falcon"?
I guess a lot of people were kind of turned off by that one scene with Bucky and Sam with the police. That's where a lot of people kind of got upset.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're referring to, Danny.
And to say that the Flag Smashers are fighting a good fight, that's a hard no. The Flag Smashers are actually terrorists. Can I say that?
Yeah, they actually are. That was one of the things I pointed out, too, is that Sam was a little too sympathetic with the terrorists, in my opinion.
I'm triggered to use the word terrorist. Can they just repronounce it to terrage?
Yeah, I will do that. Erin Kellyman's good terrageism. I don't know how to say that, but anyway. In the 3rd episode of the series, Morgenthau and her group take a number of hostages inside a government building. Her group infiltrates the facility to steal a number of supplies it had been sitting on for quite some time in order to distribute it to the kids of various displacement camps.
Yeah, those are the copies of Solo.
Oh, here we go.
She then walks out with one of her comrades and refuses to take her own vehicle.
I forgot. Who's the president right now?
That'll be Mr. Mumbles. Basically she legitimately is playing the exact same character she played in Solo.
Wow.
If you really do the math.
So she's a rebel.
So you're saying she's diverse in her acting abilities?
Yes.
No, I'm saying she's literally playing the same character.
Okay, again, what is this Solo you speak of?
Yeah, that movie that lost money.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched this show. I have no idea what this is about.
Which makes your comments all that much more entertaining, Tom.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I don't have Disney Plus anymore.
Yeah, I'd already known everything about this show beginning to end before it aired, and
But you know what I did watch? The first episode of The Mighty Ducks with that lovely actor Martin Sheen.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Or Emilio Estevez?
No.
Okay.
Wait. I'm confused now.
I don't know. He looks too much like his dad. I'm just changing.
He looks like his dad.
I did this the same time I was on here.
Yeah.
Just derailed the whole conversation.
That's our dad.
You know what else I hate? Clouds.
Should we change the Monday stream to yelling at parked clouds?
There you go.
Come on, man.
Or coitus.
Coitus clouds?
Yelling at
I
parked
hate coitus
coitus.
more than I hate clouds.
Or coitus.
You know what else I hate?
Wow.
What is that you hate, old man Tom?
Yeah, old man Tom.
Anything that isn't white.
Oh, boy.
Like clouds?
Yeah,
Cars? What are you getting at, Tom, old man
What's the
Tom?
only good thing about clouds? They're white.
You are so canceled, bro.
So we still monetized.
No, we like I said, we went through the typical cycle. We're sitting at the
We're
nice
yellow?
little yellow badge.
Okay.
Hey, I get called a racist, a phobe every day. I might as well act like one.
Okay.
Well, I'm a proud racist. I do at least 80 on the freeway on my bike.
Oh.
Easy.
Nice.
A lot of people are racing enthusiasts.
I see what you did there.
It's not gay if you pay for it, I've heard.
I mean, $20 is $20.
You're paying for a service, not a sexual preference.
We've officially gone down off the deep end.
When you're down,
My brain's still trying to figure out how we just got to this conversation.
I'm here.
Tom is adding much levity to the
Just like Steven said,
the article.
$20 is $20, and when you're down and out and all you got is $20, and you need a blowjob, you ain't gonna get picky. You just close your eyes and pretend
That it's a pine tree.
Sure.
Oh, God.
Wait a minute. You know that $20 can get you at least two pies that you can experiment on.
That's true. It's true. And also, how many trees does that get you, Steven?
I'm not even going to answer.
Like a couple of saplings?
Well, Disney, speaking of, is now producing a Predator film. It's a prequel to both Predator and Bambi. And Predator
is
the
it
one
called
who actually
Predator meets
killed-
Bambi?
Well, no, Predator is actually the one that killed Bambi's mother.
Oh,
At least. Yeah, that thing is going to be a dumpster fire. Just FYI to everybody out there in the world.
You are joking, Tom, right?
Of course I'm joking, but they are making another Predator movie.
No.
And it is going to be complete trash.
But the
they
guys
haven't made
who
a
wrote
good one in a
the
long
original
time.
script are trying to go after the rights for it, so they may have a hard time doing that.
And I really hope that they win, because otherwise
Yeah.
we are getting a trash fire that I can verify 100%. But anyway, can I continue? Because there is something else to this.
no,
article.
man, there's super chats. Just God, stop talking.
They're
to me,
more
man.
important than this this fucking stupid show.
I want to be able to do my Mickey Mouse voice again, but that's
You can.
Oh,
You can.
Let me get this. Okay, Vigilante Renegade for $4.99. I gave up between the BLM stuff and the black clad masked Antifa proxies. We are to sympathize with the show, and the MCU can go play in a bonfire.
Hells yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm tired. We've seen the narrative getting pressed all around us. Whether you believe in whatever. Look, it's been a lot of destruction, a lot of hate, a lot of just, forcing someone's ideas on everyone else and calling you a nist and a phobe. We've been dealing with that for years. I don't want to see it in my entertainment. I want to escape.
Yeah.
And if you're sorry.
Talk to Man Flu for $5. Ever see the movie Up?
Yes.
Remember the dog? That's Tom on a live stream. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Especially if there's
right.
boobs involved.
Oh gosh, yeah. Which obviously we were spared that on the villain here. So
I'm with Elagabalulus, or however you say that. Predator versus Old Yeller. There you go. Somebody needs to insert the Predator into all kinds of old classic Disney movies, especially when somebody's dying.
When you say insert, what do you mean? Like,
Oh, you know what I fucking
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Predator would be crazy in Snow White, you know.
This summer in theaters, see Beauty and the Beast and Predator.
Yeah. Acted by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I can't protect you, Kid Bell. You are one ugly son of a bitch. I can't help it. I was
Predator
terrible.
versus the Aristocrats.
It's a curse. I'm not talking about you.
Comics. I don't know if we missed it. Roger H sent you a super sticker before the last two.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That one jumped on me.
I figured it might have.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, recognize. Hail to the chat. Thank you guys for supporting.
Yes. Roger H for $1.99 Canadian. The big old thumbs up. And let me get this other super sticker before I forget it.
She's a mermaid with feet now, but she can't speak. If only she could tell everybody what's waiting in the woods. The little mermaid knows the predator is waiting.
That's beautiful.
Okay, hopefully I'll get this right. Zan187, is that what that is with the X?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. For $149 pounds. There we go. It's like euros, pounds. They all have a line through it. Confuses me.
£1.49.
What are you pounding? What?
No,
Anyway.
it's £1.49 is how you say it.
£1.49. How's that? Anyway, it's a hot dog.
Oh, it is. It's a
We accept wieners in this chat.
It's a wiener. Toxic Man Flu for $2. Snow White and the 7 Predators.
No. I got even better. The Predator takes out Snow White, and the dwarves go medieval on the Predator.
They're out
Oh, yeah, they're all-
their honor.
Yeah, it's like the Predator versus the dwarves.
The dwarves are hunting in the woods in the cave, like setting
Exactly.
up traps and shit. Yeah.
Sleepy,
Well,
not too
he didn't
sleepy.
exactly specify what kind of predators they were. so-
Grumpy's got no time to bleed.
Jean-Claude Van Damme Predator, of course. I'm sorry, I just can't get over it.
Could all of the dwarves be Jean-Claude, only small? That'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, with proportional heads.
Yeah, it'd be excellent.
Dopey is the key to destroying the predator.
Tina Bojan with a $10 super sticker with the what is that thing called?
A Shiba Inu.
The Shiba Inu holding a heart. Thank you, Tina.
Man,
She's hugging it. She loves you.
Jiminy Cricket, dead. Geppetto, dead. The only one left alive was Pinocchio because he's made of wood. All he wanted to be was a real boy. Now that's the only thing that keeps him alive. Pinocchio versus the Predator.
Tom, this is far more entertaining than the article.
Yeah, that's legit. I can see that movie. Seriously.
Okay, so what would Mary Poppins
Family
versus the
wants
Predator be?
revenge.
Oh, okay, that's it. There we go.
Yeah, Mary Poppins.
She can't be killed because she's practically perfect in every way. Predator versus Mary Poppins. This time, Predator better look the fuck out.
Mary Poppins would fuck him up.
Mary Poppins is ready to pop a cap in his ass with a spoonful of sugar.
Makes the bullets go down.
You'll say that shit all mean and shit. Oh, that's great.
Bert's prepared to clean the Predator's chimney, that's for sure.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Should we finish the article?
Yeah, I was finished the
Just
article.
let Tom keep talking. I'm good.
God. All right.
Pete was an orphan who had a dragon, and luckily that dragon ate predators.
That was fantastic.
The Apple Dumpling Gang has had all kinds of adventures, but now they're facing the greatest adventure of all time. The Apple Dumpling Gang versus the Predator.
Do you remember who the hell was the Apple Dumpling Gang?
You don't remember the Apple Dumpling Gang?
No, it's like the name sounds familiar, but I don't remember them.
Don Knotts.
Don Knotts. That's right.
Yeah.
Is that an old person thing?
It is an old person thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Old.
Mr. Lippett, or the Andy Griffin Show.
Don Knotts, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, God.
You do that too well, Tom. Stone Cold Jeremy for $2. Mary Poppins or Yondu Poppins?
Ooh. What's up? That's for you, Tom.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Who hasn't seen that movie? That's a great movie.
That was impressive.
It's impressive. Yes, very impressive.
No, I'm not gonna. Why would I just do Yondu? Like,
Yondu Fondue.
yeah,
Yeah, culture, man. We've been waiting for you to read for like 10 minutes, bro. Like,
yeah. We're waiting for you to read. What the fuck is the holdup
What are you
here?
doing, man? This is your segment.
God damn.
The other sons of bitches. The other flag smasher questions her decision, but she insists on riding with him. As they enter the vehicle, parked close to the facility, it explodes, effectively killing all of the hostages in the building. When questioned about it by the other flag smasher, she says, "Haha, this is the only language that these people understand."
She was sleeping until something in the woods woke her up. Sleeping Beauty versus the Predator.
See, I just imagine him finding her and just being like, free scope.
Nah, he'd wait till she wakes up. He won't kill her till then.
Yeah, Robert, we already did Pinocchio versus the Predator.
You forget Disney's. It's they're really into a lot of gay stuff right now. So I mean, who knows what the Predator?
Nothing matters but results. This is
That's right.
ends justifying the means, spurned from the Niccolo Machiavelli idea that appearances, too many, are more important than the reality to the few who can actually confirm the truth of who and what you are. So whatever route you took to get to the destination is irrelevant after you have reached the goal, just so as long as people can see the end result and not the process and means employed to get you there. Also confirmed by Merriam-Webster, used to say that a desired result is so good or important that any method, even a morally bad one, may be used to achieve it.
The fuck no. No, that's not how being a good person works. That's what I think. I'm sorry. Am I the only one? I'm sorry. Everyone else is like, yeah, you know what? I'd step on a motherfucker to cross the goddamn river. Wow, great guys. Thanks. I'm gonna shut up.
I didn't do it.
I'm gonna tuck it back now. Let me tuck it back.
Real
Go
quick,
ahead, culture. God damn.
Hang on, we got Mr. Tickle Trunk for 99 cents Canadian, which is a poop emoji.
Hoover sticker.
And
Another
hail to you
poop sticker.
too, Mr. Tuckle Truck. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Mr. Tickle Trunk, awesome. Okay, here we go.
You
So
sure?
to say,
You ain't never had a friend like him. Aladdin versus the Predator. This friend kills.
you ain't never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. Anyway,
Sorry, as I go and mute him. I unmuted him right away.
Damn, Daddy Division put you on timeout.
Get no respect. No respect at all.
I love you,
Pete
culture.
Gutenberg is an artist, not an actor, because the actor is Ted Danson. And Tom Selleck is an architect. And now they're stuck babysitting a predator. 3 men and a predator. Coming soon.
Wow. You ain't getting monetized, bro. All right, go ahead.
Tell me about it. The 6 jug for $4 Canadian with the super sticker with the guy with a cup of coffee. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Tickletron, for bringing that here. Actually, you know what? Bringing the coffee enema jokes. I'm sick of the tree jokes. Just, fuck that shit.
I don't think that was meant for you.
You sure? Because he put poop emoji and then coffee. I know.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I know my people.
Yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah. Your people.
My fans. Yeah, my fans.
Directed by Leonard Nimoy.
Here we go. I love you, brother. Thank you. Hail to you. Best chat on YouTube. Guys, could you hit the like button and share out the link so we can share the experience of us consistently interrupting Culture Casino? I'm having a great time right now.
Can we reflect on everything that's said, read so far, and how what kind of vaporware it is?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So to say that Morgenthau's in the fighting for good, is a bit, what? So to say that Morgenthau's in the fighting for good is a bit skewed. Kellyman would be better off remaining neutral about her character rather than praising her for her high moral ground or moral high ground, any of those grounds, coffee grounds, whatever, because there is none to be had with this character. Morgenthau was a terrorist, even more so than her teammates. And such a statement becomes more a dangerous precedent for what becomes a tolerated or even celebrated thing for what is considered good in our society. So much as the end result is good, should we disregard the means used to get there? Further, introspection should also be given to what's being presented, that terrorism and the people perpetrating it could have a good goal. It's only the way they go about it that's wrong.
Yeah, that's
inconveniently worded.
Yeah, well, the message, I guess the underlying message would be support your local anti those guys, the anti-somethings.
Well, it's really not terrorism if the winner says it's not.
Well, there's always that. Yeah.
At that point, the slippery slope of justification for the actions of a group.
Wait, what?
Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry. I stopped. See how my voice went low? I said there's super chats, but then my voice went low because I was not trying to interrupt you, but I did. I'm sorry.
At that point, the slippery slope of justification for the actions of a group of terrorists becomes a conversation point rather than what it is, an attempt to justify murder.
What is up with that dude's face? Why is it so flat? What's going on right there?
Okay, so that's Captain America 2.0 or Fake Cap or John Walker.
Okay.
As Cap.
Right. Did the mask do that to his face, or is it just normally like flat like that?
He looks terrible in the costume. He legit looks bad.
Yes, he does.
There's like this one photo, like Weaponized Nerd Rage tweeted out, which is the comparison of his face with the reveal versus the guy from Up, the old man from Up. I mean, they look exactly alike. It's pretty uncanny.
Yeah, without the mask, he looks okay. It's just that the mask squishes his jaw to the point where you're going like, what?
I still think the best meme is him in the costume with the face of the old guy from Up.
Yeah, that's the whole comparison. So yeah,
a meme. Yeah. The most recent episode took a deeper dive into that aspect of Morgenthau's ideology. Sam eventually confronts Carly, and with his background in counseling soldiers with PTSD, he comes to understand and agrees with what she wants, but remains adamant in his refusal to sign off on her killing people to do it. Really?
I didn't understand the whole paragraph. I heard it. I looked at the words. I have no idea what was said.
So let me get this straight. Sam, relying on his very shaky counseling background.
It's actually not that shaky. It was established.
He's obviously not well trained in professional ethics when it comes to counseling, because I'm pretty sure becoming emotionally enmeshed with a terrorist is probably a bad thing.
Well, I'm not going to disagree. That's just bad writing.
It's shit writing. It's worse than bad writing. This is like.
But the problem is, it's not necessarily even the writing. It's the story of the story. The story is bad. There's no. You can't apologize.
Yeah.
This is
here's ultimately, and I call this from the first episode. What they're doing is they're making the new Captain America the villain. It's gonna be that's gonna be the swap towards the end, which we're getting pretty close to the end. And they're the Antifa wannabes are going to be the good guys.
Well, and look, anybody who didn't see this coming wasn't paying attention because I told them about it months ago. This kind of crap is just pissing me off.
Well, I didn't read in regards to it. This is just like pure observation off the first episode.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, again, they're trying to make everything that's good bad because that's what you try to do in a cultural overthrow.
Well, the other thing, the other thing too is I don't know much about John Walker. I knew that he was Captain America and he was more of an anti-hero. He wasn't exactly a very good Captain America, but part of the issue with the way they are. Okay, so here we go. We have Zemo, who's supposed to be a villain, right? Which the two leads let him break out of jail, and they're basically, allowing him to help them with the Flag Smasher incidents and whatnot. So you have him, who's supposed to be a bad guy. Then you have the Antifa clones, which is going around blowing up buildings and stealing shit. And their whole thing is they're mad because of the unsnapping, or the blip they called it, because before that they were let into different countries and had jobs, and then everybody returned, and I guess they got kicked out. So now they're mad, which kind of, I guess, justifies them to go and commit acts of terrorism. Which anyway, it doesn't make much sense. Anyway, there's a huge problem I have with the whole blip scenario to begin with. I've ranted about it many times before, with how basically if half the life in the universe suddenly vanished, you would have ecosystems collapsing, and you'd have different things that would be kind of like this would be the least of your worries.
Was it discussed when the blip that brought everybody back, the people who were in the airplane would be dead? Yeah,
there's all sorts of other things I brought up with that, like suddenly even if like the world didn't end and life didn't end, with all those people returning at the same time, it would cause all sorts of different problems, like the economy is collapsing because there wouldn't be enough jobs for people, and because it was 5 years, right? 5 years is, I would say, not enough time to fully adapt, but it's
enough time to move on to a certain degree as well.
To a degree. So anyway, it just they wrote themselves into a corner, and I continue to point this out because I have a huge problem with it. So rather than actually address the issue, they just kind of like make a joke out of it and brush off to the side. At least that's what they did in Spider-Man Far From Home. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Continue.
The audience also gets to understand a bit more of the world that developed in the 5 years after the snap versus the one that came back into play with haphazard results with the blip, as the bulk of humanity returned only to find themselves displaced in a new world, which had established itself in the emptiness left behind.
Much like my soul. I gotta read this. This is really funny. Toxic Man Flu. Because you have a huge hard-on for plot holes.
Well, or holes in trees, right, Stephen?
Yeah. Well, the thing to me that frustrates me about this show is that, I mean, they really do have a great cast for the most part. I mean, Bucky and Sam are just like perfect characters. The chemistry between them is fantastic. What they needed was a better story.
True. And that's the problem. They wasted an opportunity.
Exactly. That's the thing that makes me the most mad about it, is it comes off as a huge waste of opportunity, which seems to be a theme with Disney Plus TV shows.
Or with a lot of entertainment, period.
Yeah.
Or, well, in anything in the major studios right now, in particular Disney and Warner, they waste opportunities. We have this amazing opportunity with these amazing characters, and we're going to shat all over them to tell a story that is riddled with agenda and other crap that makes no sense. Hey, anyway. By the end of the episode, what remains frustrating is Sam's attempt to excuse the murdering of hostages for a chance to talk with the leader of a terrorist group as Walker's approach, which was not outright arrest Morgenthau, made more sense.
What?
Which was to outright what? By the end of the episode, what remains frustrating is Sam's attempt to excuse the murdering of hostages for a chance to talk with their leader of a terrorist group as Walker's approach, which was to outright arrest Morgenthau, made more sense.
Yeah,
Okay, so it was Walker's approach to arrest her.
That is one sentence. There's one sentence in that paragraph. Okay, I quit. Even then, the show seems intent on making Walker a villain more than the Flag Smashers, the symbol of America stained in the blood of its enemies versus the poor, displaced foreigners who only want to help those less fortunate. That's not really a realistic thing.
By blowing things up and killing people. That's
pretty much at this point.
Yeah. Moving forward to more.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, that Don points out in the article. He's trying to talk her down, but in reality, they should be trying to arrest her.
Yeah.
Because, well, they're committing acts of terrorism. I mean, like in the first episode, like one of the guys that Sam's working with has his face beaten in by one of the guys. Like viciously assaulted.
That's, oh my gosh. And they're trying to spin this as the good guys? Or
yeah, for the most part. Because their cause is pure. Is what it comes down to.
The cause is pure shit. But anyway,
just like I said, I like sympathetic villains, but the big difference between a villain and a hero is that the hero does the right thing. You know, right?
Oswald,
I mean, that's how it's supposed to work.
Oswald Cobblepot, sympathetic villain.
Yeah.
You know,
are you talking about from Batman 2?
Yeah, good villains, you understand what they want and you can sympathize or empathize with them. But you're right. Generally, the hero is faced with a similar situation, but they make the unselfish or right choice, as opposed to the villain where it's generally self-serving, and that's what makes them a villain.
Yeah,
which is exactly what we're creating as the ideal here in the story. I don't care.
No, this is taking some political bullshit, trying to twist it into a narrative in a clever way that's not working.
Yeah,
it's actually detrimental to what they're trying, which is consistent with this kind of bullshit storytelling we see out of Wokewood. You know, with the constant like, oh, we just inject these politics. We don't know how to actually use them, but we'll just inject them. You know, and they make fun of the simplicity and stuff like that of classic shows like Star Trek. But it's like, wait a minute, those shows, as obvious as they were at the time, still knew how to use a social commentary in a way that worked and didn't preach to the audience. And that's the problem. And that's where we keep saying it's not that we have an issue with, you know, diversity. It's not that we have an issue with women or anything like that, or even some politics being a part of some of our entertainment. It's just how it's being utilized. And Star Wars used to be a great example. And, you know, things like Marvel used to be a great example. But, you know, the problem is also I hear from them, I haven't watched this show, but sounds to me like they're trying to do the same thing Winter Soldier did, only 10 times better.
You mean 10 times worse?
Well, I mean, Winter Soldier did it 10 times better than this.
That's the thing. That's what I was kind of hoping to get out of the show was like some Winter Soldier levels of, you know, intrigue and stuff. And like I said, it's like, you know, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, they have great chemistry together. They really do. And I mean, there's a lot of kick-ass fight scenes in this show too. You know,
when you grew up, though, or when I grew up, my favorite comics were Captain America and the Falcon, and or Batman. Those were my favorite stories, right? And so when they crap all over it, you know, because I mean, it was 1973 when they teamed up Captain America and the Falcon for the first time, and you know, those stories were so good. Power Records made story albums out of them, out of the comic books that paired them up. They were awesome to listen to.
Well, and the other thing too that I really like, I mean, they made a change was the fact that he has the metal wings, right? Because there's all these kind of like cool acrobatics that Sam does
Yeah.
from the use of the thrusters, hitting people with the wings. I mean, it's done really well from an action standpoint, and it makes the character that much more badass.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, it's the story is it's wasted.
Is this story considered just a filler between the movies?
I don't know. I think ultimately what they're trying to do with this is get them to Falcon Cap, which is probably going to be happening in either in this next episode or the last episode, so they can have Anthony Mackie be Captain American, I guess, in the movies. I mean, I don't know.
They're just trying to bridge it for the next phase. I mean, that's what all of this crap has been. You know, every single one of these Marvel properties are bridges to the films, and they've actually said as much. But it's always been plainly obvious, and everything that they've had.
There's nothing wrong with that if you actually tell an interesting and compelling story.
But they're not going to. And I mean, the reason you know that is it's all driven by not the story anymore. Not, and they're like, well, it's all in the comics. No, it's in the new comics that were trash that sold to nobody. So now you're going to run these properties into the ground because you went way too quickly through the stories that were actually good to get to the complete garbage pile that both Marvel and DC have been producing over the last 7 to 10 years, depending upon how far you want to go back. Mm-hmm. But I still think comics disconnected about 2004. But that's my opinion.
You're probably not wrong. I think honestly where things started to go downhill was when they released, and let me specify because whenever I say Civil War, people think the movie. And I think that was part of the confusion last week with some people when I was talking about I'm sick of heroes fighting heroes, and that happened with Civil War. People thought I was talking about the movie, talking about the comic series that happened in the aughts, or maybe it was 2010s. I don't remember when it came out. But ever since then, I mean, all the major events that came out of Marvel Comics has been heroes fighting heroes. X-Men versus Avengers. Let's see, what was it? Axis. And then you had the mini event between the X-Men and, the Inhumans. I mean, all these things, it's just superheroes fighting superheroes. Even the Incursion Crisis, which was actually a pretty good story, was still heroes fighting heroes.
Yeah, after a while, I think it was in the mid 80s, they started to create the bad guys internally. It's no longer a bad guy that's completely removed from the good guy. They have absolutely no relationship except if the bad guy has done an act, a bad act, and the superhero is coming in to stop him.
Yeah.
Now it's like, they got to have a relationship. They have a predestination. They're brothers, they're cousins, they work in the same organization. It's like, at some point, it's
interesting. You're right. You're right, George. You're right.
It came to a point, gentlemen, where my wife, of all people, I mean, let me tell you about my household. I got more toys than my kids. So when my wife actually looks at a movie that we're sitting down and watching, and then the first minute she says, "This is going to be the bad guy. That's going to happen. This is going to happen,"
because it becomes predictable.
Yeah.
And okay, so Pope Size is saying Civil War was 2006. Okay, that makes sense. And Monui says, "Unfortunately, I like Civil War." There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I thought the story was good. My issue is that I'm just tired of heroes fighting heroes all the time. They've overplayed that in the comics to the point where it's like it's predictable, right? It's like
well, and then beyond that, I mean, it's almost like they don't even want to try to make bad guys anymore. They don't want to take the time to actually try and write a good bad guy because they're going to be like, this is just going to come out to look like us.
Yeah. What was it? GoldenEye? James Bond was fighting another 00. Was it? What's the Tom Cruise movie? The first one? Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
He's fighting his mentor agent. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie. I really love the TV show, and I know Sir talks about you got to bounce. So if you want to go ahead and get out of here.
All right. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on. I'll try to make more Thursdays, but I'm not used to staying up this late. I'm kind of an old man.
No, I
So
hear you, dude.
just on the inside, though. But as always, anyone watching, please check me out at Sir Talks a Lot on Minds and YouTube and Odyssey and pretty much everything else that I'm on right now. Look for Sir Talks a Lot and the helmet. That's me. But I'll catch you guys later.
Layers, dude. Take care.
Figure.
Yeah, but for me, it's like I get the idea of changing things up, so I don't have a problem with them doing new things. The problem is when they beat the dead horse, and this is the problem with modern day, Marvel comics. It's the reason why I stopped reading them is because a lot of them is that at least with the writers, and if you can actually read interviews with people who are Marvel writers and editors, where they're talking about how they like the villains more than the heroes, and I guess because they relate more to the villains than the heroes.
Yep.
It's like, okay, talking about how there's you could do a lot more with the characters. It's like, well, what about Spider-Man? There's a lot of things you could do with Spider-Man. You could put them in these morally challenging scenarios. And there's stuff like you could do that with superheroes too. I don't know, but they
No, I think you said it perfectly. They relate more to the bad guys than the good guys. Why? If you go on a deeper level, and I think Stephen will speak to this specifically, is that they didn't have a good childhood.
Probably, and that's
a lot of writers. They project their own experiences into the story, which they tried to make into more robust, more personal, more relatable. But when you have all these people who are constantly of the same attitude, it's myopic at that point.
Yeah. It's pretty frustrating because I'm tired of everyone being an anti-hero, right? I'm a big fan of anti-heroes too, but it's like, come on. I have to take a break and read something else on occasion. And I can't have all my heroes be the same.
Yeah, I just want to go one step further and say that the problem is they don't understand that they're the bad guys.
Yeah, I
the
guess.
People fighting this stuff. I'm sorry, but I mean, if this is your
gravitate
worldview,
towards an anti-hero or the bad guys, because they're such horrible fucking people usually that they can't live with themselves, so they got to make everything around them like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It ultimately just makes everything just so fucking miserable.
Oh, absolutely.
They point at everything good and call it bad, and they try to bring everybody down to their miserable shit of an existence. And I freaking hate them for it, and everybody else does. And when they get wind of all of the projection that's coming out of these people, it actually finally catches them and hits them in the face. They detest the people who are presenting this. It's not even entertainment anymore. This pablum. This propaganda would be another good word for it. Any of those other things. So, but anyway, I don't like to usually dive too deeply into that, but unfortunately, you bring it out in me, comics. So, thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. Let me get some super chats before we get to the rest of this article. Parrothead, sorry, man. The chat jumped on me, so I'm not able to highlight it. Nunchaku Dinos versus the Predator.
Okay.
Nunchuckin Dinos. Okay. Toxic Man Flu for $10. When in great need, the Earth turns to the man with the power of Vidal Sassoon and Paul Mitchell. Culture Casino is the man with the voluptuous locks to save us all in DUI lawyers. A predator killer. Oh, dude.
I love it. You guys are awesome. I love the chat. Those are amazing.
All right. And Willie Woodford, Stephen is master at baiting fans into mocking him.
Me?
Wow.
No. This really
I
is.
thought you meant like actually giving them like happy endings.
Yeah. I was thinking it was giving everybody a happy, but maybe.
I mean, $20.
Villain is my favorite ice cream. My flavor is my flavor of ice cream. All right, sorry.
Instead of vanilla.
Okay, really? I hate the term anti-hero. Dude, most anti-heroes are actually sympathetic villains, and the rest are just hard-boiled heroes. And in the words of President Mumbles, come on, man. Let me see if I can find that.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Very good.
Okay, wow. You actually have that at a click.
Yeah.
Well, we need that a click. I mean, to remind us.
Yeah. Yeah, one click Biden. Anyway, as the episodes continue, there also continues to be a conflict with social issues the show wants to address versus being an entertaining and thrilling show about superheroes in the modern age. And the confusion with Morgenthau's character just exacerbates the problems with the storytelling more than the attempts to address them. But what do you think of Erin Kellyman's statement? Are we on a slippery...
What was that?
Oh, no, that's just Bates.
Are we on a slippery slope of exonerating evil acts from good intentions? Sound off in the comments below, or just talk about it on social media.
Such a dick.
All right. So, Mr. Trickle Trunk, for 5 Canadian pesos. Those who suffer from depression are incapable of writing real heroes, being inspirational, or identifying with anything but anti-heroes. Projection 101.
No shit. Yeah, well said, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Absolutely. I mean, because really, you need to see from the perspective of different antagonists, protagonists, if you're writing a successful story, or a deep story. And you can't write about someone who is truly heroic if you're willing to take nefarious roads in order to achieve your goals or ends.
But that's the thing, is every single one of these people are totally fine with doing that.
Right.
I mean, it seems like the leaders, all these EPs, people like J.J. Abrams, Klutzman, all these other humans, no matter where they come from, that seems to be the only path that they're familiar with walking down, which should tell you an awful lot about the entertainment that you're being delivered, because that's their mindset. You're going to get the trash take, and you're going to get it every time because they're incapable of writing a good moral tale. If you're trying to give a moral tale that has a lesson at the end of the rainbow, you have to be of good moral character yourself, because you need to understand the difference between right and wrong, and you need to handhold your audience in a way that doesn't feel like you're handholding them there.
Well, I mean, an extremist. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
From an extremist perspective, you would project, not create.
Right. And that's the difference, is we're absolutely all about, for example, what George is doing. He's creating something. He's taking some things that we're all familiar with and telling an amazing story. And he's doing it in a picture book that, he's made more interesting by the fact that in real time, in the 120 pages you're consuming, you're going to spend 2 of your actual hours doing it, which is pretty awesome. I mean, that type of work is to be applauded.
So Vizier Matt saying, Comics Vision, I feel like you might be giving these fucks too much credit. You might not be getting tired of anti-heroes. You're getting tired of shit writing. Oh, that too, man. Who attempts to be edgy because they are hacks. You're not wrong. Absolutely not wrong. Yeah, it's very frustrating. There's a reason why manga is blowing the pants off American comics right now.
Right.
It's because they're simply written better.
Well,
dude, you can't find manga right now. Go try to buy some.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's so funny about it is just some guy did a video about this, talking about, manga is flying off the shelves while comic books are just sitting there on the shelves. They can't get them.
Gentlemen, I'm going to give you an opposing opinion on the manga, and it's going to actually blow your mind, because this comes from my marketing and advertising experience for the last 30 years. The reason why manga is so successful is they're not writing the books; they're telling stories in the books. And the second element that's making it successful, everything that you have on the shelf, it's all library. Those are all library books. They've already been published.
Scholastic.
They're flooding the market. That's why they're being consumed so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing what Marvel and DC did in the mid 80s and early 90s. Is they're trying to flood the market so they can put elbow out the independents. I was there when I started first publishing my book back in 1990. By the way, I've been publishing for 30 years. By the way, Joe King book 1 is actually issue 20, and so forth. But the thing is, they were trying to flood the shelves. I experienced it. I actually got knocked off the shelf because Marvel came in with like 15 different covers.
Oh yeah, man. They're still doing it.
Yeah,
when they relaunched Iron Man #1 a couple of years ago, 25 variant covers.
Yeah.
When I went to my comic shop, I don't know why they do this, but they bought every single one. And it wasn't like thin stacks. It wasn't like one copy. It was probably like maybe 10 to 20 copies of each. And it's like, dude, it's like, why are you doing this? Well, the owner wants to. It's like, why?
Yeah.
It's the same fucking cover. It's just a different Iron Man suit.
Yeah, it's the shelf space. That's what it is. But with manga, it's not 15 different covers. It's like 15 different issues of that particular storyline that's actually taking up the shelf space. And it's overwhelming. They're literally overwhelming the audience, the North American audience, and that's how they're dominating the shelf space, and that's how they're dominating the sales.
Yep.
And that's how we're pushed over to the side where the rack is only visible if you're actually heading to the washroom.
Mm. Yep. All right, let me get this last super chat. Justero Roanoke, yeah, Roanoke for 2 American pesos. Anti-hero ? More like anti-watchable. Heyo.
Right. Hail, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. And going back to what I brought up with WandaVision at the very end, they made Wanda the villain. She walked in and took over this entire city, torturing people. And the main guy who was trying to stop her, which they made the villain, was wanting to take her out because she was basically being a terrorist. She was going and torturing people. I mean, legit had people saying, please kill me. I can't deal with your pain anymore. And their excuse was, they won't understand. They just don't understand your loss. It's like, yeah.
I wonder if I related her.
What?
The story was all bad from beginning to end. Now that we've seen the whole story, I was really intrigued early on because it was something new. There was a lot of Easter eggs. There were directions they should have gone, opportunities missed. A lot of it speaks to Jack Schaefer and many others that are involved in that project. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. And this is going to start to be a pattern people are going to recognize with anything made by Marvel, where it really doesn't matter who they put in to direct or lead a project. They don't understand it. They don't have a background in the source material. They don't do the homework. Nobody does.
Yep.
And that's happening not just in the Disney and their stuff. It's happening on the DC side as well, and also within all of these studios that are owned by these megacorps. Nobody does their homework. They're trying to cookie cutter stamp a bunch of crap into properties that they can't launch themselves, so they use the things that we know. Yeah. And it's just and eventually you lose, if you lose your half of your audience consistently. At some point, you have no audience. So, and that's what's happening to Star Wars. It's what's going to happen to Marvel. It's what already has been happening to the properties at Warner Media. I think that it's with some of the stuff that we've seen going into the next Fast and the Furious thing, even as popcorn movie crap pablum that is, that usually you can just turn your brain off and enjoy. I think you're going to see more of that too. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you know what you said, I agree with everything you said on a corporate level, and I'll add to that from my experience actually working in the entertainment industry here in Toronto. There's a finite time that each executive has in the corporation, mm-hmm. and then they move to another position. in that finite time, they don't have enough time to make their resume look awesome.
No.
So they supersede whatever is already existing. They wipe it out and they put their own mark on it.
Mhm.
This is the experience that you're seeing right now. That has been going on for 10, 15 years in the entertainment industry. Marvel, DC, Warner Brothers, all that stuff, Disney specifically, is all these executives. They know they're going to be moving out of the position within a year. A year and a half to 2 years. It's a shuffle. If you actually try to look at the what do you call it, the plaque, that the directory of the company, you'll start to notice that the names have changed.
Oh yeah, no. You just have to look at the Microsoft Exchange server at the inside of Disney or any of these companies, and you get a feel for what's been happening. And it's, and again, there's been some transparency into some of those things, and for some of us, there's transparency into it. And you can see what's happening from internally, and not only that, they bounce back and forth between corporations. We've seen that happening quite a bit consistently with Disney and other companies right now. And so you're 100% right, George. I mean, they are not, they're only doing what they need to do to pad the limited resume that they have. They're following J.J. Abrams' playbook, which really, to be honest with you, what true successes has he had?
Yeah.
There's something I want to find. I want to show you guys. I saw it on Twitter earlier today. Which was from, I guess, Robert Kirkman's latest comic book. It's so bad.
What?
It's something that's been floating around Twitter, which I saw. Give me a second here.
Oh, sure. And by the way,
for me, guys.
No problem. Oh, I have the chat. Let's look at what the chat is saying right now. Let's see. David Serta says at Comic Division, the excuse was she could have enslaved even more people.
Not the excuse. That's the reason.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, $5 Canadian $5. Imagine how horrible a movie like Falling Down would be if it was done today. They turned William into a hero. I mean, holy smokes, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's not, and that's the thing. I mean, he starts off as being kind of sympathetic, and then you're like, he goes off the deep end.
Yeah, and now that would be celebrated.
Oh, here's the mighty script doctor.
Oh, yeah, the whitest man on YouTube.
Good evening, morning, everybody.
What's up, Script? How are you?
Get another nap in today?
Yeah, right. I passed out right after another meeting. So how is it going, everybody? Hey, George. Nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Likewise, sir. Likewise.
We're trying to see how long we can keep Tom up because he wants to go to bed, but we're not letting him.
No, Tom can just drop off at any time.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
No, we gotta keep an eye on him. He got the jab, right?
Yeah. We need our two dads.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Our two dads.
Fast. He's fading fast. Tom, you can go ahead and bail, dude.
I'll make it 5 more minutes.
Give me $5.
5 more minutes. Oh, found it. All right. Let me share this real quick.
I hope you weren't looking for your dick.
Yeah.
You're a funny man. Okay. So let me make this a little bigger here, folks. All right, let me check on this. Damn, I think it's even worse. Yeah, there we go.
Soft dicks fight hard.
Yeah. Apparently, they have moved the needle right here, which is a reference to diversity in comics. But this is actually from a comic book. This is from Die, Die, Die by Robert Kirkman.
Oh, my God.
What?
That must be, what is that, 2018, 2019?
No, I think this is like a current issue.
Oh, so it's a lot more current than that. Okay.
Yeah.
Release my Snyder cut.
Yeah. Yeah, you have released my Snyder cut.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What the hell? This is brainwashing.
Yes.
Yeah. This is why they're about to. These people don't understand the violence that they're actually going to incite. When you use a word like incite, They don't quite understand what that means. This type of stuff, people will see this. They won't just see it here because we're presenting it. They're going to see it elsewhere. And they're trying to send a message. That's not the problem. I don't care.
And you wonder why manga is flying off the shelves.
Right. Although I would like to say the guy carrying the sign that says the clitoris is a false flag. That's funny.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I mean, the visuals compared to the narrative, they're basically doing the same thing that J.J. Abrams did, and what the recent bullshit coming out of Hollywood.
Yep.
They're doing it's called a tactical, where they paint the target, and then you wait, and then about a month later is when the real attack begins.
Which is fine. They're gonna lose, George. They don't understand.
No. Of course they're gonna lose because common sense will prevail. But the technique is it's a military technique. When J.J. Abrams called out the Phantom Menace, he was painting the target, and then one month later, the Phantom Menace was attacked.
Yep.
When what's his name, Snyder, called out Geeks and Gamers. He was painting the target. The technique is the same, and they don't change their technique because it's a military move. It's crazy. And this book here it's painting a target because what I just saw there is one's a narrative that speaks to the culture of comic books and stuff like that, but then you see the swastika and you see the guns and all that stuff, and it's actually a message of association. They're associating us, everybody here, everybody that we associate with within the Phantom Menace, Comic Gate, all that stuff. They're associating us with the Nazis.
Yeah. It's the reason why they call people Nazis on Twitter is because, oh, you disagree with my opinion, you're a Nazi. You disagree with this one thing or whatever, you're a Nazi. Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why they do that is because we all know, I mean, they want to punch Nazis, and if you start calling people Nazis, it gives them justification, moral justification to use violence.
Except the interesting thing is, they're the ones who are the epitome, the
ones that are acting like fascists. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, they're the representation of the thing that they're calling others, and projection. I don't care what word you use.
Yes.
And it's not lost on people that have any form of intellect. They know, they can see it. And at a certain point, it just has to be presented. And if you're confronted by someone who's intending to do you harm, you're going to take action. These people intend to do you harm. That's all you have to look at it as.
Yes, and I'll just add to this conversation that John Cleese has said it so well that you can't argue with stupid people.
Yeah,
that's true.
There is no Dr. Heal thyself when you're talking to a stupid person. It's impossible. You'll always lose the argument. So the only thing that you can do is ignore them because it's insanity. It's literally insanity. Expecting something different when you're actually arguing with a stupid person. In this case, people who think
I don't know. I wouldn't say they're necessarily stupid as much as maybe indoctrinated. I don't know. I mean,
they believe in their message. They believe in their righteousness. They believe that they have the moral high ground and the authority to put their views and enforce their views on you physically, mentally, and spiritually, and that's a difficult thing to overcome, especially when the message is being pushed by the mainstream media.
Here's another thing I want to read here from Mr. Tickle Trunk. They've already bankrupt value. Hang on, let me start over. They're already bankrupt the value of many words used to actually portray real Yahtzees, etc. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And there was another one you had too, which was fantastically put. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But yeah, you also brought up rules for radicals, which is obviously the playbook that they're using. Okay, the word was bankrupt years ago. That's not a word you want to bankrupt. I agree with you. That's the thing that makes me mad about it, is that they basically made something that was supposed to be painting someone as a very terrible person pointless. It's absolutely pointless. You can't use it correctly. That's so dangerous. Exactly. Yeah, rules for radicals. I agree with you, man. That's the thing that I mean. I've met real Nazis or neo-Nazis, I should say. A lot of them are not very pleasant people. Very unpleasant people.
No, they didn't invite you to like Tupperware parties or anything.
No,
like that?
no.
You didn't. Okay, just wondering.
Yeah. I've known some that were formed. You know, they got their shit together, and I knew some that left, but were still fucked up and ended up in jail. So that's just the world we live in, man. But it's like real actual Nazis are pretty terrible people. And that's the thing that pisses me off with the fact that they made that word so meaningless. It's
not just that. Most of them would not hang out with any of us.
No, not in
like that's the
least.
thing that's really kind of funny is that they try to paint us in the same picture as these people when 9 times out of 10, or actually 10 times out of 10, because most of them would find out we either have a friend that's gay or black or what have you, and they would disown us. And half the shit we say would make them disown us. That's what these idiots don't understand. And you're talking about such a small percentile that if they actually used the type of fucking energy that they're using to go after this supposed large, huge group of racist people that doesn't exist and use it for a cause that was actually happening, maybe they could make a difference. But, it only matters to them when it's, trendy. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, the thing that pisses me off, and I think Danny probably has already taken off because I know it's pretty late for him, is that Danny has experienced real racism. And he's talked about it. It's like racism is real. It's like, yeah, we know, man, it's real. And he's experienced it. And
it is. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it too. And calling people that disagree with you white supremacist just basically demeans that. It fucking pisses me off.
Well, not just that, when it's coming from the same people who say, well, this or that's racist because so-and-so isn't smart enough or doesn't know how to do this, or it shouldn't be expected to be able to do this like a white person does. And it's like, wait a minute here. That's the most racist shit I ever heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no fucking doubt, man. I mean, but thankfully, I mean, it's like I said, it's a toxic minority, these people online that are trying to press this narrative, because I live in a diverse area. I don't even think about it. I live around different kinds of people. That's it. And most of us we get along, for the most part. I work with many different types of people in construction sites all around, in stores, and there we all get along. We all get our job done. I mean, and when it comes down to talking about things like this, a lot of them are ignorant. A lot of people are ignorant to it. They're not paying attention to it. It's what scares me is that most of it is aimed at children, entertainments. It is aimed to change their minds, to basically create a new crop of people that think as hateful as the extremists in Hollywood do. That's what concerns me, is the indoctrination of our children.
Yeah. Well, and it's going on. And it's part of the reason why I want to buy a piece of land and when I retire, just fucking live out my days there away from everybody, because I'm really fearful, man. I mean, the thing that pisses me off about it is that we all grew up, hearing about Martin Luther King's dream, about not judging people by the color of their skin. And what are we doing now? We're doing the exact opposite.
Right. And fought for it, lived through these, saw major events happen before us, major cultural events for different minority communities. I mean, go back to the time of NWA, man, and all the attention that brought to what was going on in some places in the country, and the police force was treating minority groups. But we've done a lot of work. That's the time that I grew up in. I think most of us are around the same age, and we grew up during these times. We saw these changes take place. We saw the attitude begin to change in our country. What really saddens me is that during the advent of the internet, where you can get any kind of information at just a click away, where you can amass wonderful, enlightened philosophies or, technical, whatever, go to school, do whatever you want. In this time, the most attention goes to these people who want to spread division, segregate us, shape us by our differences and not our similarities, and not celebrate differences, but classify people and then project, ists and isms upon everyone.
That or cat videos.
Yep.
That or cat. Oh yeah, cat.
Mr. Tickle Trunk says Daryl Davis is the way forward. That guy is a legend. Absolutely is.
Love Daryl Davis.
He is amazing.
For anyone who doesn't know, Daryl Davis is a jazz musician who actually takes time out of his day to talk to people that would be considered Klansmen, Nazis, and whatnot, and tries to get them to sort of break their indoctrination.
He doesn't try. He's not trying to do anything. He's just trying to have a conversation with them.
Right.
The fact
Well,
that
I mean, his motive is there, but like the other part too is like
I think it's become that
exactly. Yeah.
Because of what has happened. But I mean, if you watch the documentary, Accidental Courtesy, he wasn't said that was not his mission.
Not a mission, no. Just ended up happening to be a result of his actions of a conversation.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, he does pursue those people if they cross his, field of vision, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the other part he also preaches is not chasing ghosts. And by that's meaning not taking something that and assuming that is contacting one party or another of accusing stuff. Like, for instance, that image you brought up of Robert Kirkman's little thing.
Yeah.
That image alone, there's way more you can infer from that. That wouldn't just be it's attacking a single political party or is a single thing. It's more so attacking people that abuse power, and it's associating that because again, I know gun owners. There's gun owners here. I don't think a lot of them would take a look at that and say, yeah, that's a representative of me at all. That's usually someone who's goes overboard, who actually who maybe would like to have narrow opinions of anything, maybe not fully understand the Constitution that they have. Someone who would like to walk around looking like John Matrix or Commando just for the sake of it, and maybe is also at a point looking to hurt someone, which I don't think many gun owners actually want to do.
Yeah.
But at the end, also in that, I would have to see the rest of the issue to understand the context of what's going on in order to really have a conclusive opinion that yes, they're targeting a specific political party, a specific mindset, and whatnot, in order before I jump to any type of conclusion, because that is also a very good weapon to have for on either side, is to make the enemy see attacks when they aren't really there. And that way you distract them from the real mission at hand. And that's one thing you have to kind of be wary of, is that exercise reasonable doubt until that individual or that group removes all doubt with their further actions. I mean, you want to kind of mitigate and subvert their ability to, manipulate and cause harm and violence. But really, sadly, the original justification of the police is right. You kind of have to catch them in the act or after the fact in order to remove that doubt and be
because if not, you're indulging in pre-crime, and we all know how that goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? You don't want to jump. You don't want to jump to a conclusion without having all the evidence.
Right.
And sadly, there's a risk to that, because you have to let the crazies cross that line to a point.
Yeah,
and
that's
why it's
I think it's one of the big things about freedom people
Yeah.
understand is that
yeah.
you could say that freedom is inherently dangerous because people are free to do whatever they want, which is actually correct. But what do you want to be? Do you want to be free, or do you want to be constrained to the point where you can't do anything? You can't, crack jokes anymore at this point.
Begets growth, right? And safety is arrested development.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
hang on real quick. I want to read this comment real quick from Slitherclaw. He says, Comics Division, y'all know the result of him trying to talk to SJWs. Yes, I do.
Yeah, they fit poorly.
Yeah. He here's the thing that's so crazy about this. He had Daryl Davis had more headway with the Klan than he did with BLM.
Yep.
Which is pretty ridiculous if you think about it. Yeah, it's ridiculous. David Serta says, Comics Vision, did you guys hear about the diversity chief calling out Eldris Elba's character Luther? Yes, I did. I actually had it on the slate for tonight, but we're getting kind of late, so it's probably not going to cover it. Yeah, dude, I think that's ridiculous. Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
No, I hadn't had a chance to.
No,
BBC diversity director says Idris Elba is not black enough.
Yeah. Well, the character Luther
character
is
at
not
least.
No,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Fuck, it'll take like 5 minutes to read the article. It's
asinine.
Stupid.
The other part too is I don't know exactly who the diversity director is, so I'd like to learn a little bit more about them to see if there's some huge irony in this.
Hey, Mike.
But yeah, if you read it, oh god, it's It's bad. I mean, it is really, really bad.
Oh, well, then read the first paragraph and then skip to the last paragraph. Everything else in between is all fluff, anyways.
Yeah, it says BBC's diversity chief, Mariana Whalen, has stirred up controversy on social media due to a discussion at the digital MIPTV conference via Entertainment Tonight, in which she said Idris Elba's popular crime series Luther is not authentic when it comes to black storytelling.
You ain't black enough. Where's your fried chicken? That's messed up.
What is black storytelling?
What is?
I don't know.
Script doctor, you should know.
But
never heard of it.
Dude, you are not far off there, Steven. You are not that far off.
Really? That's disgusting.
Because she makes a comment about him not eating Caribbean food. I was like, okay, I never watched the TV series. I'm not sure what Caribbean food has to do with the character. But as Wayland explains, when Luther first came out, everybody loved the fact that Idris Elba was there. A really strong black character lead. We all fell in love with him, probably because the story was good. The character was awesome. Yeah. Who didn't, right? But after you got into about the second series, you got kind of like, okay, he doesn't have any black friends. He doesn't eat any Caribbean food. This doesn't feel authentic.
Why aren't you using
He's
slang?
Also British.
That was my first thought. Is like, I mean, is that supposed to be in the character's ancestry? I mean,
not necessarily. I mean, remember, Caribbean food is usually on the Jamaican side of things, and Guyana.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's jerk chicken, for one thing. It's plantain. I know all this because I'm married to a Nubian princess myself for a very long time now. I don't want to even mention that. But, while I understand what this guy is writing, it's actually ridiculous because the foods themselves actually don't make the character.
Well, yeah, as I say, foods, I mean, are obviously cultural, but if you're detached from that culture, what makes you think you're going to eat it? It's like I'm part Danish and French. I don't go around fucking eating French food and Danish food.
Well, yeah, you don't see Luther just pulling out oxtail from his pocket, just munching on that while he's like in the middle of a plot, right?
Not even a baguette.
Pig's feet.
Yeah. Anyway, this whole thing is ridiculous. I didn't get all the way through it. Actually, I think maybe I did, but it's really funny. Some of the Twitter comments back to her. It's just the whole thing is dumb.
That's insane.
The funny thing is like it's like saying, "Oh, hey, you black person, you're not black enough because you're not eating fried chicken and collard greens."
That's
like
not
that's pretty fucking racist.
Chasing ghosts.
Yeah,
like, there's no the character's the character. There's no problem with how they're depicting him, and if there were, Idris Elba would probably have mentioned something. Because again, the guy's a good actor. He likes a little bit of authenticity if he's doing something that's closer to our reality. When it comes to fantasy, he doesn't care. He's like, it's fantasy. Let's have some fun. But like a show like Luther, which is a bit more grounded, and he's really good in it, I don't see what the issue is here. I think that you have this woman who happens to be black and probably stirring this up to justify her existence and position, which is not really needed in network or entertainment. And decide to
dude, Anzo's great. He says, "Shit, I love me some fried chicken." Dude, who doesn't? I mean, I don't
It's really good.
Yeah, fried chicken is great. It's bad for you, but it's great.
Fried rice and some nice chicken with a little sweet and sour sauce over it.
I'm getting hungry.
Let's not forget the plantain, of course, and the oxtail.
Oxtail's good. I like oxtail.
Yeah, it is.
I can't say I've ever had oxtail.
That's too close to the ass.
No, it's really good. Actually.
Steven.
No, it surprisingly is good. Oxtail jerk chicken, like a lot of Caribbean food is, it's got. I like spicy foods and stuff with kicks and flavor. So,
yeah.
And I mean, I guess people would say that's not very white of you, but
It's not very Canadian of you.
Well, actually, our Canadian food is really just anything that's brought over from an immigrant. So, like,
well, the one thing is the black rum cake, where it's just like imagine just a nice thick black.
What are you explaining here? What?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
But then they drench it in rum for like a month. I mean, when you bite into that thing, it's absolutely heaven. It's like a cheesecake, a sponge cheesecake with just rum dripping out of it. That's part of the island food. Yes.
I think the only island food I could say I actually had was Cuban.
Oh, really? Cuban? I love Cuban food. I love Caribbean food. I love all food. Just if you bring me food, chances are I'll eat it, unless it's bugs.
Anzo says, not a fan of oxtail, but I love me some jerk chicken.
Mm-hmm. So, Culture, you'd eat like hickory smoked horse bungholes or something?
Hickory smoked bunghole? What the fuck, dude?
I'm just asking. He said, I'll just eat food.
Yeah.
Yak tongue? Steven, is there yak tongue in your diet?
Yeah, well, hey, I've had cow tongue. Steven, it's good. Steven, have you? No. But have you ever had imitation calamari?
No.
You should look that up.
Now, one thing. Oh God. Anyway, after Katrina, we obviously got a lot of influx of people from Louisiana, which means there was actually a lot of really good Cajun restaurants that opened up.
That's awesome. I mean, it's tragic for them to have to relocate, but
yeah,
I mean, that's a silver lining.
It was a big win for us, man. There was this one place we used to go to all the time. It was called D's, and man, they had some amazing Louisiana food.
Why did you send me on this quest? What the hell?
Anyway.
It's made from slices of a pig's rectum.
Oh,
it's called imitation calamari.
Geez.
I mean, so are hot dogs, but you don't really complain about that.
Lips and assholes, buddy.
All
right, let's get some super chats before we get out of here. Commander Ed Starker from of Shadow for 5 American pesos. The problem is these writers and editors are Marxist educated. Their heroes are Che, Stalin, and Mao, which are all bad people. They love history's villains and hate moral heroes. Yeah, I think you're right, man.
Well said.
That's not just fault on some of the teachers. It's fault on some of the students for not, asking the right questions. Because I've been taught those things, but not to revere them, but to despise them, to use them as reference of how do you write a horrible person? Well, here's some examples.
A lot of those things are supposed to be warnings, right? And
they are. They're nothing but warnings, and I never understood
thought it was
it.
a good idea.
I never understood what someone would be like. Yeah, this is a good idea to implement in reality. It's like, no.
Yeah.
All right, kids, I gotta head to bed.
Go ahead and head out, man. I got 2 super chats left, then we're wrapping up. So let's say hi, Tom.
Bye, Dad.
How you doing?
Hi, Dad. I love you.
I'm doing fine, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I miss you, Tom. I mean, Dad.
You've been just spending like 2 hours with me.
Nuh-uh. But it was like you were sleeping on the couch and we were just talking.
God, you kids are so fucking needy.
Was Tom Couch Guy from Half Baked?
No, he's like Chair Dad.
Not important right now.
He's like Chair Dad that's like farts and then he says it was a pink elephant. He's Dad.
You see that duck? Laying right underneath my chair.
It's a barking tree spider. Anyway.
It's a barking tree spider.
Yeah, you Willie Woodward, you do have to call Tom Daddy.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Big
Super chat that shit.
Throw your hands in the air. All right, kids. Take care of yourselves and each other.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Get some sleep.
Love
we're
you.
all gonna go to bed.
Good night, Dad.
Yeah, your took off. It's fine. All right, Toxic Command flew for 2 American pesos. Clovis Dr. STD.
My doppelganger.
How does he write his scripts? Very sexily.
Script, you missed a great Pegasus actual. Because we said coitus so many times because it was in Raquel's thing that she does. She said coitus multiple times, so then we just became the coitus stream for the rest of the time. It was amazing. So we were replacing words with coitus the whole way. It was
I'm looking forward to watching that this morning.
That's funny.
Me too.
Geeky Pixie for 5 American pesos. Hail Comics Division with a ASCII smiley face, or I guess that's the best way of putting it. Hail the chat. Hail to you.
Hail to you. Geeky Pixie's awesome. She's a love.
Yes, she is.
Should subscribe to her everywhere, including the
Everything.
And we have one last minute super chat from Willie Woodford for 2 American pesos for Big Daddy Tom.
That's what I'm talking about. This is a chat that loves you. This is the best chat on YouTube. Thank you.
It is. And
Daddy Division loves
moist cloitus.
Like her fan.
Well, let's put this way: dry cloitus is no fun. Come on,
well,
come on, man.
You have to lick it before you stick it.
Come on, man.
You gotta
it's polite to do so
before you hit it.
It's just courtesy, really. I mean, unless you've got like the throbbing masculinity of myself, where it's already wet before you even enter the room.
Right.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fuss given.
Oh, wait. There's a last minute super chat I have to get to. Damn it, Mackety ruined it. Oh, well. Mackety90 for 5 American pesos. Hail Comics, hail Script, hail my brother Culture Steven, and hail the chat. Much love. All right, now that I got the super chat out of the way, I can properly end this.
All right, thank you, Coitus Division.
No, thank you, Coitus.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala